If you're just tuning in, we've got Death Knight versus Archmage. Their heroes are just coming out. Oh, did we get it? We're in. Thank goodness. I was hoping that wouldn't be a huge issue. Okay, cool. We're in. So we've got the Archmage pulling the green camp to start. 2 farms. Death Knight coming over with the Skeletal Rod, of course, for the harass. Oh, unlucky getting the Acolyte. Oh, we've got Winnie the Pooh. Welcome, man. Welcome. We're casting some awesome GNL action here. We get the tag going. Nice.
A player's forces are under attack.
Archmage picking up Circlet. That's going to be feeling pretty good. Solid item, better than a ring, I suppose. Not as good as claws, but definitely respectable. We do have a 3rd farm going down, but not a 4th. Arcane Tower. Oh, there's a 4th farm. So 4th farm before tech. This spells expansion play, which is kind of your classic for the human. We'll see how much damage this Death Knight can do while this human is trying to put up that expansion. Death Knight looking for big coils on the Ogre Magi. This is the prize that he's hoping to take home. If he can get the last hit with the Death Coil, that will definitely tip the tide into his favor. If the human can secure the expansion without losing too many of his peasants, and without the Death Knight securing level 2, I'll put the advantage in favor of the human. But a first peasant going down for the human. Water Elemental about to fall. The Death Knight, can he take it down? He did get the kill on the Water Elemental, I believe. That is a big pickup for him. Ranging that Death Knight out, the Archmage doing a good job putting some harass onto him. But man, this expansion attempt seems to have been thwarted. The Death Knight's feeling really good about that. Floss rooting for the Death Knight, yeah, feels definitely weird, man. A 3rd peasant going down. Oh no, this is disaster for BushyMo. Is he teching? No, he's gonna call these peasants out for this expansion. The Death Knight waking up the creeps. Just donating some skeletons to the creeps for no reason. Oh, there is a reason. He secures the last hit. If he gets this Ogre Magi with the Death Coil, I think that's level 2 for the Death Knight. So, Archmage doing a great job putting pressure on the Death Knight, trying to zone him out. Oh, misses the Death Coil. 50 health, too late. But he gets it! He got it with the skeleton, or maybe with the Frostmourne. That's amazing. Undead gets level 2. Oh no. Okay, how's the resources looking? We've got lumber and gold ready for the expansion. We've got many peasants called. Lumber might be an issue. He's got to keep making peasants for him to keep up with his resources. Yeah, you can see him starting to load up some more. Tech for the undead is just about finished. We're going to see the Lich coming out quick. So this is a big development for the undead player. He's feeling great about this early game harass. We're going to see him perhaps creep the Lich to level 2. Maybe taking on this merchant camp. And then we're going to see some more pressure, this time with Fiends, this time with Lich. Back to the expansion before maybe too many towers can come up. Tech finished now for the undead. We've got the Lich queued. Right on time. And this is the tricky part for a human, is how fast can we get that tier 2 tech up? We know he's got the lumber. He should be hitting it now. Instead electing for a tower upgrade. Okay, I can see that. But this is his second opportunity for attack, and he hits it as soon as he can. He's trying to get that Mountain King out as fast as possible. That Mountain King is the human's kind of salvation versus this push. Okay, we've got the Death Knight coming back down. He's found the Circlet as well. So that feels pretty good. Archmage finding the Sentry Ward. He's used it as a scout on that eastern side. And I like this. He knows the undead's coming for this merchant. Kind of has an idea of where the creep route's going to be, and he's trying to disrupt that as best he can. Lich is coming down. Picking Nova first, of course. Archmage, don't pull the creep camp. Just contest. Just prevent that creeping as much as you can. Human player building up a lot of resources, a lot of gold. That's going to be a challenge to spend that gold effectively and still maintaining your contesting for the undead. That's one of the problems with human expansion play, is you get a ton of gold and it's hard to find ways to use it, especially if the merc camp is not cleared. We just see lumber mill coming up. No blacksmith. Oh, there's the blacksmith and there's the arcane vault. So macro in great shape for that human. Running into lumber problems because of losing all of those peasants. We should have some more peasant production at the expansion here. We've got our second engagement. Defend on the footies. I like it. This is going to make them really solid against the Grip Fiends, and it should give the Archmage time to fight back. So not wanting to be super aggressive, but just don't lose too many units, and don't let the undead creep so hard. But they're coming in for this expansion harass with level 1 Lich. Cancelling the farm. Arcane Tower nudging away at the Death Knight's health. We do have tier 3 tech nearly done. Our first statue is coming out as well. That statue is going to provide incredible sustain for that undead army. Undead pulling the Null Overs here. This will get a level 2 permanent as well. Archmage is not going to be able to harass this very effectively. How's our Mountain King coming? Not yet queued. Tech not yet finished. He found Gloves of Haste, another great item for the Lich. Human able to secure this kill. Oh, a big Nova going down on the footy line. That's gotta feel bad. We got a regen scroll perhaps to help boost their health back up. I'd like to see that. We got lots of gold on the human. Need to find ways to effectively use it. Still on 1 production building rather than favoring the second blacksmith. We've got the tier 3 tech instantly coming through with the Mountain King coming out. I like that timing. He understanding the macro. He's got to add a few more wood peasants, I think. Perhaps get improved lumber harvesting. We see 1 attack upgrade for the undead. And none for the human yet. Human player kind of debating if we should start this perhaps, or how much to regen the footies. Trying to keep the undead in their base and prevent more creeping. Putting in a cheeky pot shot on the statue. I like how he understands that this is the unit that we want to destroy. If we can kill that statue or put any pressure on it, it really is hurts the undead sustain and their ability to harass your expansion. We got the Mountain King coming out. Stormbolt first, of course.
Player's forces are under attack.
And we got the Pit Lord with Rain of Fire. So this is your classic Happy style. Happy, the greatest undead player in the world, patenting this expansion break with the Pit Lord Rain of Fire onto the towers and the peasant line. We might have a surround here on the Pit Lord. If he's not careful, he's going to lose it. And it looks like he sealed it with the peasants, or the footmen. That's great. But man, this guy is a tank. Coming in at 750 health right from the tavern is really hard to kill him, and he's got lots of coils left. So the Archmage is thinking, maybe that's not the best target. Let's go to the Fiends instead. And he's doing a great job microing that Fiend back away from the peasants. But he's going to lose the Death Knight. Death Knight falls! No! He had a TP! He saved the Fiends, but lost the Death Knight. Instantly bought back from the tavern. That is the right decision. We might lose another Fiend here. We got 1 Stormbolt left. Coming up. Here's the Stormbolt ready. Where's he going to choose? Where's that Stormbolt gonna go? Onto the Death Knight. Saying we killed him once, maybe we can kill him again. TPing out. I like this pressure from the human. Securing a huge kill on that undead first hero. Human coming back to the base. We're seeing Workshop coming up. That's an interesting choice for tier 2 building. Perhaps as mortars. More likely, tanks. This could be a tank coming up. Upgrades. None for the humans. Still 1 attack upgrade for the undead. Death Knight here. Finding invul potions. I probably don't want to lose my hero again. Seems to be a hero focused kind of match. I want to see him pass that over to the Lich, which I'm sure he will. We do have the Lich with the orb, so undead hitting his tier 3 timings pretty well. So this is kind of the death push for the undead. Perhaps you can bust the expansion now. With only 48 food for BushyMo. Even though he's got this expansion running, a lot of his food is in worker line. Rain of Fire coming down on the tower. Oh, we got the Death Knight! Big Stormbolt coming down! Invul potion used. Taking so much damage on this Death Knight though. He's gonna have to micro him way back to the back of the fight for the rest of this engagement. Big hits coming down the Mountain King. This Mountain King's gonna fall. Mana burn, great on that Pit Lord. But these one statue morphed. We should have lots of mana replenishment, or perhaps HP from that statue. We got the Paladin coming out. Paladin in a bad spot. Can he get out? Can he find his way home? No, he can't. Paladin falls as well. Oh my goodness, one hero after another going down. The human in dire straits. No, only one hero. Just a few footies. This priest is going to fall next if he's not careful. But we got the boys. The police have been called. They're coming in as perhaps the last refuge against the undead. This destroyer doing good damage on the Archmage. We've got gyros coming out. And this fiend taking lots of damage from the peasants, but unfortunately the militia tower does not last long. We got level 3 for the Lich. That's level 2 Nova. Huge hero nukes potential. We've got one Nova. Where is he going to use it? All of these militia now totally destroyed. Pit Lord nicely saved. Micro to the back. We got an invuln potion used on the Pit Lord to keep him in the battle. Flying Machine's doing a great job against the destroyer. Mountain King and Archmage at pretty low HP. Perhaps he can find his way back into this with a kill on the Pit Lord. We've got Knights coming out. Can we find that Stormbolt? He's just going to die from the towers. Pit Lord falls. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. And a Mountain King down again for the second time. Not the Archmage. No, he's got to teleport. He's got to teleport. Oh, and loses the priest too. So Undead sitting comfortably at 48 supply. Human just trying to stay alive. No more destroyers. But where's the human army?
Forces are under attack.
Okay, Knights. Unfortunately, there's no shop at the human base, so he's gonna have to run back to his shop over here, which is being guarded by the undead, in order to find some of that healing. We have another priest coming out to give that Archmage a bit more sustain. Paladin's back. That'll be the heal for the Archmage. So, what's the next step? Are we gonna try to do some creeping? Perhaps buying an invuln, perhaps buying a TP. But big damage coming down to the human expansion here. Tower's taking damage. First Arcane Tower falls. Peasants trying to do their best to keep this tower up, although it's just so much damage being poured onto it. Huge Nova into the peasant line. 4 peasants dying. 5 peasants dead. We've got Knights coming. 3 Knights. Is 3 Knights enough? Don't... Oh no! We've pulled the creeps! It's disaster! We can't fight 2 armies! Oh, I need to get inside that base! All the peasants are dead. This expansion is no longer producing. Scroll of healing purchased from the Archmage at the shop. We've got slow from the creeps on this knight here. It's breakers. This knight's gonna fall. Can he staff him out? Staff or Holy Light? No, the knight falls. That's level 4 for the Lich. Plus 4 intelligence. Priest falls. We've got another Frost Nova coming down hard on this knight. Holy Light on the knight to keep him in the fight. We have staff off cooldown. We could staff something just to preserve it. If we can get this abomination, that might put him back in the game. Staffing the Paladin, keeping him safe, but losing the breaker. Big flying machine damage, perhaps on that destroyer. This knight's gonna fall. He's stuck in the base. He's trying to get home. We got Pit Lord level 3. This is looking really tough for the human. Not many ways back to this game. You might have to give up your expansion. But just the hero levels. Level 3-1-1 for the human compared to nearly level 5 for the Death Knight. 5-4-3. Mountain King's going to fall, enabling level 5 for the Death Knight. This should be a level 2 coil, sealing the Archmage's fate. Level 3 coil, doing 200 damage.
Players' forces are
Wow,
under
what an
attack.
exciting game 1. Oops. So, if you're in the human's position now, heading into game 2, which is either going to be on Terranistan or Northern Isles, what's the strategy going to be? How are we going to get our way back into this series? Are we going to see more 2-base play? Are we going to see perhaps a Mountain King first, which is definitely a possibility, especially on Terranistan? Or perhaps we're going to go into some Pally rifle play on Northern Isles. We got a lot of options here for the human to see if he can find his way back in. But we saw a pretty weak early game in that expansion creep, losing so many peasants and unable to secure that Ogre Mage 2 level, or that Ogre Mage kill. Letting that Death Knight get level 2 early in the game really kind of hurt our chances of having a solid mid game. Macro was great for the human player. Also strong for the undead as well, hitting the timings perfectly, getting a level Pit Lord for the expansion push was awesome. So chat, what do you think? What's our human got to do to find his way back into this series? I'd like to hear some thoughts, perhaps some ideas. We got a lot of human players in the chat coming from War Trained Animal, and maybe Floss is still checking in on this. It's tough. The fast expansion play is challenging. Sam Shady says perhaps we can go into fast expansion again. I'd like to see that too. On Terranistan is easier. Northern Isles pretty tricky. Freeman bringing up a good point here, saying that Crypt Lord would be a great map for the Terranistan is a great map for the Crypt Lord, so perhaps that could be a possibility. Crypt Lord finding his way into the meta fairly recently. It could be tricky to learn a new strategy for the undead, but maybe they've put in some time. Maybe TheJipocalypse has put in some time working on that Crypt Lord. I'm looking for this X game here. Don't see it yet. Oh, they're still picking maps. We can go back to our stats. I'm kind of curious as to if these players have played each other before. And look at that, we have seen them playing on Autumn Leaves. This was on August 3rd, and BushyMo did take down the win. So what did this game look like? We had a fast expansion, looks like, with the gold difference here. And big hero levels for the human, taking down 6 hero kills in their ladder game. That is crazy, with a huge human army at 77 supply. So it looks like the fast expansion did pay off in the past. Of course, buying lots of items. And that's at Autumn Leaves, which is a pretty easy fast expansion map for that human. But both players actually significantly improving since then. BushyMo putting up about 170 MMR. We've got another game. GNL 2 coming up. There it is. Northern Isles. Okay, let's head back to the action. And hide the cam. Alright, I'm going to be right back, and we'll catch it. Yeah, give me 1 minute, and then we'll get this next game going. Okay, we are here on Northern Isles. So this is the loser map picked from our human. Going standard, perhaps Archmage first play, or Archmage or Mountain King with this base layout. Altar pointed towards the north, which tells me that it could be taking down this Tuskar camp to begin with, which may not be as... which tells me that it might not be a fast expand, instead being a tier 3 play. I would like to see that. On the undead side, we have a late altar. So I'm not an expert on the undead strategy, but perhaps this could mean fast fiends, which we've got no graveyard, so that doesn't make sense. Maybe this is Crypt Lord. Cryptlord does use a late Outler. Does use a late Altar. I'm curious to see what kind of hero choice we have from the undead. Altar's actually early. Ignore everything I said about the undead. I'm making stuff up. I'm talking out of my butt. But we see an Archmage and we see a Death Knight. Okay, so it's totally standard. Always fun to try to make a prediction as to what your opponent's going to do. And we see an Acolyte coming out as a scout. Now, when I'm playing human and I see this Acolyte, it kind of gives me a bit of reassurance. It says that undead is likely not going to be fast expanding. We just have to do our own thing. And we don't have to worry about that scout. Okay, so we got a ghoul coming out. We got an undead. Death Knight. I'm curious to see what kind of creep route the undead's going to choose. Often, perhaps taking the level 2 permanent from this camp and then coming into the harass, because it's really hard to punish an early expansion here. Archmage coming out. Which direction is he going? Looks like a fast expansion play. We've got... Oh, no, he's going south. Just to this early camp. Okay, I like it. Taking something safe. You're not going to take too much damage on the peasants. Is he going to be able to get his Archmage, Water Elemental tanking some damage? I find this a bit awkward because the Warden purges it, but yeah, no, he's done a great job microing his units around to put that damage onto the Water Elemental, tanking it as it should. And Footy chasing this Acolyte around. We got some ghouls coming out with the Death Knight. I like the ghoul gang. Gonna find this Acolyte kill. Undead gets the information though that he wanted. And we're gonna take down this first camp to get the level 1 permanent. The Archmage picking up the circlet. Undead looking for mantle. Looking for maybe cloak. Even gloves might be helpful. But we do see expansion coming out. Okay, human trying it out again. Water Elemental doing a great job. I like the folk target priority here. Being able to take down this Tuskar Trapper with the Militia is really effective because of that armor differential and the medium armor. We get Pendant of Energy for the Archmage. That's huge. Undead perhaps sniffing this out. Not too sure where he's expecting the human to be. But this looks like a free expansion for the human. Oh, he almost started that creep camp. Damage going down onto the Death Knight. Maybe finding that first Footy. Oh, Archmage being able to deny it. Good. Preventing that experience. Death Knight needs 120. Oh, a big surround on the Archmage! Oh no! This is disaster! Instant TP, but he's gonna have to give up the expansion! How many peasants is he gonna lose along the way? Can the undead punish that? No, just taking the creep camp instead. Wow! That was a crazy surround. Can Archmage punish this? Where's he gonna go? Doesn't see the Death Knight taken down, just having to settle and going for the tech instead. Okay, so we've got a big tech advantage in favor of the undead. Let's see how BushyMo can salvage this game. It is in tier 3 play. He is building the blacksmith, looking like he's transitioning into some rifleman play. I like that. Makes good sense. Trading out the hurt ghouls for the healthy ones. Lots of ghouls from this undead player. So chat, we got a lot of great players. How, as a human, might we want to counter mass ghoul play from this undead? We've got lots, first fiend coming out, but we do have about 4 or 5 ghouls in the battle. In my mind, I'm thinking level 2 water elemental would be huge, getting that piercing damage onto those ghouls, but we don't have that level 2 yet. And we've just got 1 more water elemental that we can summon, maybe 2. Footy scouting the main, seeing how the tech is coming along, seeing if there's a Nerubian. No Nerubian. Undead gonna pick up this creep camp, get his level 2 permanent to go along with his Mantle of Intelligence, which is a great item. Archmage picking up Sentry Words, those will be kind of helpful. You might want to stick one of those in the undead base just to keep an eye on the timings. Maybe you want to stick it by the expansion. Undead finding claws. This Lich is going to be scary when it comes out. So Archmage has the money to buy a TP. Let's see what they end up doing. Actually, probably won't want to buy the DP. Probably just going to want to queue that Mountain King as soon as we can. We've got the first Rifleman coming out, the second one queued. He's got the sentries. He's posted one in the middle. I'd like to see another sentry getting posted in the back just so you don't get creep jacked. Ooh, Archmage or Water Elementals netted. That just sucks. I hate that feeling. But he's able to now use it as a tank, putting a lot of that damage back onto it, saving the footy HP. Death Knight kind of hanging out in his base a bit. We have the Lich now coming out. No slaughterhouses yet. We've got a lot of ghouls. Archmage finding the crystal ball. Don't like to see that. We got a whole lot of ghouls. Okay, yeah, tier 3 tech before slaughterhouse. We don't yet have the lumber for the slaughterhouse. Undead favoring this bottom creep. Gonna go for the level 2 consumable. But these middle camps, these are gonna be huge. If we can get... If the human player can secure all of one camp and maybe partial of the second camp, I think that's their way back in this game. That's gonna be a huge experience differential where the undead, instead of contesting this middle, is going for this neutral camp, or his own camp. Which is pretty safe. Seeing the Rifleman coming out. We've got the castle, the tier 3 tech coming immediately with the Arcane Sanctum and the Mountain King. BushyMo doing a great job of keeping on top of the macro here. He's looking at this middle creep camp and he's saying, oh, I shouldn't start that because his Death Knight's coming. This sentry ward perhaps just saved him the game. Holding on to that second sentry. Undead. Looking at the shop. Bought a TP. Bought an invuln. Human not really sure where to go next. Is he going to start it? Is he going to pull it? No, sees the undead. Thinks better of that decision. Mountain King rejoining the army now. Human can't afford to take a fight here. It's just, he's down in tech, he's down in army. There's so many ghouls and it'll do great damage onto this rifle. He can't afford to give up this rifle. This is, if he can save that, yeah, he's summoning the Water Elemental just to make sure that he can have a kind of front line to protect the Rifleman here. Couple towers up in the base, couple of hurt footies. Gonna get back for repairs. We got our first priest coming out. Do we have a paladin coming out quick? We got a lot of lumber because of those extra peasants from the expansion attempt.
A player's forces are under attack.
You know what I would like to see is a cheeky expansion. I would like to see, you got all these peasants, send them up to the north. Set up an expansion in the Undead's Natural. I think that could be a risky play that could really pull off. And if you lose the peasants, no big deal. Because you got all the lumber peasants you need anyway. But if it comes through, you could actually turn this game around like crazy. And one of the things is setting up an expansion on an area that your opponent has crept is very unlikely to be scouted by your opponent. That's one of the best ways to set up a sneaky expansion. Undead likely to scout this position, but probably unlikely to scout the spot that he's been in before. Okay, we got Paladin coming out. We've got Adept training coming. We've got more priests. No more rifles. The unfortunate part of this failed expansion is that so much of your supply is stuck in peasants. We've got so many peasants rather than army. Meaning that when it comes down to fighting force, you're going to have a big disadvantage here. Human scouting. I didn't see what he scouted. Oh, it looks like it's on the undead base, maybe. But we've got another statue coming up and a destroyer form queued. Undead sentry looking at this middle. And we've got a Crypt Lord third. So, hero levels slightly favoring the undead. If I... no, slightly favoring the human. A full level advantage over the undead. Alright, so he is scouting. This would be the MrH0ner strategy failing. All those peasants would have died by the undead there. It's a good thing he didn't try to set that expansion up. Okay, so here's the question. Is he going to be... Because a human player doesn't have a lot of eyes on the undead. I don't think right now. He could get a crystal ball scout. But both players kind of creeping blindly. Not sure where their opponent are. Where their opponent is. Thank you, English language. Master training almost finished for the priests. On the undead base, we got destroyer form almost out. We got A-bombs. Maybe we'll get some disease cloud queued next. Undead player, a little bit timid to start this camp. Not sure where the human is. Pulls it back so we can disengage more easily. Human doing a great job power leveling their heroes. We don't have items yet. No staff. No orb. I'd like to see backpack researched. Bring it up with a priest or with a rifle that's going to rejoin your army. Because we want to stay in the middle. We want to be able to contest. Claws of attack plus 12. This lich is going to be scary. With mantle, orb, claws, and circlet. Oh man. A-bomb joining the army. He's got disease cloud. We've got priests, master training now. We've got rifles. Are we going to see knights? It's hard to add in knights when we don't have a second base. Human breaking 50 food is up to 56 over the 52 for the undead. Taking down a couple of ghouls. Undead doesn't really care about that too much. He's got a good lumber. Oh no, misrallied troops. Are we going to be able to save them? Oh, he does. Well played. That is actually a pretty big deal. We've got an arcane vault going up. That will give access to Orb of Fire and Staff. We've got the skeleton here, doing a great job scouting the expansion, making sure it's not coming up. Human player starting this camp. They do have the teleport, I like it. You gotta be able to find this experience. You want to get level 3 on the Paladin. And he's doing an awesome job. Understands his win condition is level 333 heroes. Trying to get all that experience onto the Paladin. Undead here, shopping for items. Maybe he bought another claws. So yeah, claws plus 6. He's going to add that to the lich. So we got an absolutely bonkers lich at plus 32. With claws 6, 6, and 12. Human player still hasn't found that item yet. Undead might pick off this sorceress. I think there's a pretty good chance of that. Normally we don't see sorceresses in this undead matchup because the destroyers do such a great job dispelling that slow. But when you're playing lots of rifles, you got an answer for the destroyers as well. And we do see Ancient Django, an awesome item for that human. Paladin, 3 experience away from level 3. Oh no, that's a huge power spike that's going to be missed. The human seeing this undead army's coming says, let's fight. Priest a bit out of position. Let's see where he uses a Stormbolt. Big Impale coming down on most of the army. We got level 2 clap hitting the undead backline. First priest goes down. This Mountain King has no involt, has to be kind of careful. We need to get one more kill for the human in order to get level 2 Holy Light. Death Coil goes onto the Crypt Lord. Priests are out of position. Oh no, he's going to lose all the priests. Can he find the Crypt Lord? Nope, Big Coil comes and saves him. Breaker going down. Rifle going down. Big clap to the backline, but it's not enough. Oh, finds the Crypt Lord. That's level 2 Holy Light. We got level 3. Can we find the Death Knight too? Oh! Death Knight falls! Wow, what a game! What a battle! We've got Holy Light finding that. Can we get the Lich next? He's got Invul. He uses it. 50 supply for TheJipocalypse. 54 for BushyMo. We've got an absolute throwdown. Rifle's gonna take down. Oh, the Paladin falls at level 3. Oh no. Perhaps a bit greedy taking the Aura rather than Divine Shield. Rifle gonna fall, but perhaps 2 A-bombs are next. 1 A-bomb is sacked. The second is... This Lich is so low, 50 health. We don't have enough mana for a Stormbolt. Chasing, chasing, trying to find it. A-bomb falls. Okay, BushyMo, you gotta set up an expansion somewhere, man. You're sitting on all these peasants doing nothing. Undead player choosing to tavern revive both heroes. Kinda low on cash. You gotta think this game is gonna favor BushyMo now. Oh no, you can't afford to lose this destroyer. Good micro over the trees to save him. But huge hero kills going for both players. Looking like this game is favoring the human now. Human saying, let's get some shop control. Let's get some items back. Perhaps we can get an invuln. Controlling the middle on this map is really important. Having access to this shop is big. Scouting for this expansion, perhaps? Or looking for more creeps? Paladin, about to come back. The Death Knight is only 2/3 of the way in. Neither player having the resources to spare for tavern revives. I'd like to see the pendant and the belt onto the Mountain King. Or even on the Paladin. Paladin rejoining the army. Getting Paladin level 4 I think is pretty good. You definitely don't need more experience in the Archmage though. Okay, we got Wand of Mana Stealing. That's a good item. And we finally have the expansion. We're gonna have an ultra power build here in a second with 8 peasants perhaps. Maybe these 4 are going to go back, just do some mining. Yeah, no staffs, no orb. Human players still carrying the pendant and the belt on the Archmage rather than some of the strength heroes that might need it. I mean, the extra health on the Archmage is not a bad thing with the belt. Decides not to set up the expansion, just doing some long distance mining. Because he doesn't know where the undead army is. And that's pretty scary for the human. Buys the scroll, buys the invuln. But yeah, we definitely need staff. I think we need some knights perhaps to contest this undead front line. Crypt Lord's coming back. Both players realizing there's no map to creep, and at this point, especially as a kind of mid-range or kind of newer player, and I put myself in that boat too. No harm, no offense taken. But once the map is crept,
A player's forces are
it's especially when you're the human or maybe the undead too. It's hard to know what to do next. Like, what position is going to be needed? I tend to kind of camp the middle of the map. Just guard the shop. You don't want to give up control. Send out scouts like water elementals to make sure that you're not giving up any other expansions. But here we go. 65 food for each player. Our second engagement is about to start. Oh, no, both players deciding they want to bide their time a little more. Makes good sense for the undead. They want to get the Crypt Lord back into the army. Okay, he's here. Yeah, there he is. The number one rule of human versus undead, don't fight into an undead base. Let's see if BushyMo observes that rule. First abomination going down very quickly. Huge clap in the back line. Big Impale takes on 5 units. Mountain King at kind of low HP. We're going to see a Holy Light. We got to see some of these Holy Lights coming out. Invuln used. Holy Light, nuke going onto the Death Knight. This Death Knight's going to fall if he's not careful, and he goes down. The hero nuke in this tier 3 play. Oh, we don't have any items to protect this Paladin. This Paladin could potentially go down very easily, but he's going to get the Crypt Lord as well. Rifles falling. This Lich doing a great job killing this army. Holy Light to keep that Paladin alive. He might end up donating a couple more units. Perhaps this Priest, perhaps this Rifleman. These peasants long distance mining, but we do have an expansion attempt going up in the northwest. I love that. Gotta get that second base going quick. The mains have 1,500 left. Okay, we've got the undead giving chase, but without the aura is going to have a hard time catching anything, especially with this ancient Jang of Endurance, putting in so much work for this human, keeping their army speedy and healthy. Tavern rebuy. Yep, Death Knight's back. We're going to see a big scroll of regen coming down on the human army, getting so much value. We have 4 priests, 3 rifles, 4 rifles. I'd like to see some knights come in to join. He's electing just to staying on the priests. This is a very close game, folks. I think it still favors the human, but if we see Lich 5 and Crypt Lord 3, I think it could really get turned around for the undead, but we got to see some unit kills before that happens. The next power spikes are definitely favoring the undead. What units are they going to tech in next? No more units joining the army. Just trying to revive that hero, perhaps pouring some more money into items. Shop control has been favoring the human for most of the game. I like that we've got both pendants on the Mountain King now, especially when he's going Clap Bolt. You gotta have a lot of mana for that. And the Belt of Giant Strength onto the Paladin. No Invuln bot on either army. So our heroes are going to be pretty squishy overall. We've got tons of income coming in for this human now. Mining at 2 bases plus some long distance extra cash. Okay, we got 4 A-bombs, 4 fiends, 3 heroes, 1 Destro versus Riflecaster plus a single breaker. Breaker because why not? Sometimes at this point of the game we see the undead start to go into banshees, but that's often not viable unless you get 2 bases. Okay, this position working really well for the human. We're able to take they're able to take out perhaps both these abominations without losing anything. Undead fighting into this choke point is going to be really tough. Big clap going down. We got level 5 for the Archmage. A second abomination is about to fall. This is not the position. Oh, and Destroyer falls too. Crypt Fiend falls. The whole undead army is coming apart. Wow. We've got level 1 aura. The Paladin does have Divine Shield. Uses it. Another abomination falling. We just saw the undead army. Oh, the Death Knight falls for a 3rd time. This abomination is falling. Do we have a Holy Light on the Mountain King to keep him healthy? We saw the undead army fall by 25 supply and the human army fall by 0. I don't think the human army has lost a single unit in this engagement. Good game, Fault. Wow. What a game. What a game indeed. Wow. So as soon as a human reaches that Archmage, Mountain King, Paladin, all above level 3, it's so hard for the undead to find themselves back into that game. I think the undead player missed their timing there. At about 50 food, as there's just so much supply of humans stuck into resources, into lumber mining, into peasants. It's hard to recognize that in the game state though, but yeah, I think if Undead's going to win that game, they got to close it out earlier. Got to be able to harass that base, perhaps put up a siege on that human, maybe take some of the early game rifle kills as well. I think the Undead has a more powerful mid-game compared to the human, especially when he had that tech advantage. If you could have found some kills on the priests and on the riflemen, I think that he would have been able to find his way back into that game. Definitely losing the Death Knight early was costly. I think he died a couple times during that game, as Floss is pointing out, when he's got some items that could have saved it. Well, I think both players are playing really well. QQ Banana, you're pointing that out. Yeah, losing that expansion early and then coming back and playing from one base super solidly and really understanding that the way that gameplay goes through. Yeah, showing that he definitely knows how to play this human race in multiple strategies. So we've got our 3rd game coming up. Let's take a look. GNL 3 is the game name. Maybe we can join that one. We're going to see Tyrannus stand. Alright, so chat, who do we think is going to take the big points today? Is it going to be BushyMo or is it going to be our guy TheJipocalypse? Show your support for either player. I think it's going to be, if I had to guess, Tyrannus stand. The way that Bushy has showed that he can play this 2-base play, I think it's going to go home. The win's going to go home for a human player. But do we have any fans for Jip in chat? Sam Shady says He supports Jip. I can see that. Anyone think that he's going to run a Crypt Lord on Tyrannus? A great map for Undead Fast expansion. I'm not sure if Jip has much experience with Crypt Lord. Maybe I can go troll some of his match history here. Looks like he's mostly favoring Death Knight rather than branching off. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, he looks like he's played one Crypt Lord game versus Orc and another versus Orc. So he's got some experience playing Crypt Lord. We could see it. It's a potential. Yeah, he's no stranger to the Crypt Lord. We could see it. Okay, while we wait for this game to start, I'm going to be right back. Alright, we're back for Game 3 of this thrilling series. Featuring two awesome players, BushyMo, TheJipocalypse, Human Undead, the Battle of Ages, on Tyrannus Stand. A map that typically favors Human in this matchup, historically perhaps, but in recent times has started to have been an Undead favorable map as well, with potential of Crypt Lord expansion. I was trying to figure out my W3 booster, see if I can flip the, or mirror the player overlay. Able to do that. Anyway, I can do it. Hey, we got Cruncher in chat. Congratulations, Cruncher, on your awesome run in DreamHack this year. It was really fun to watch you play. Big games over in Super Bowl in particular. That was a crazy series. Okay, who's in slot 1 and who's in slot 2? I've only got the basic one. I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm not sure if I can. Sorry, guys. I can change the score, but I can't change the way they're set up. Alright, well, let's get back to the game. So, we got the Merc camp started. Oh, Acolyte doing a great job starting this camp. Kind of throws off the timing for the Archmage, perhaps. But no, he's patient. He waits it out, gets the Lightning Shield, doing a lot of damage onto his militia, unfortunately. BushyMo, or TheJipocalypse, stealing the Stroll Shadow Priest. That's huge. Getting rid of that Water Elemental immediately. Is the Footman going to be able to hunt him down? Oh, yeah, he is. So sacrificing the experience. But finding a Peasant kill and the Water Elemental kill in return. Oh, no, he didn't get the Water Elemental. Okay, he finds Potion of Greater Healing. Undead's here for harass. He's looking for this Rogue Wizard. Human player doing a great job setting the Footman, getting some pressure onto that. Undead now enraged to get that item, and he's going to find this kill, I'm almost sure. Oh, he gets the kill, but not the item. We do not see a 4th farm yet, so no expansion confirmed. I think still holding out to see if he wants to go on to that 1 base play. Although building more peasants tells me that he might be leaning towards an expansion. A lot of damage put onto this Death Knight. Unable to secure the next creep. Archmage still finding level 2 on this pack, just because of the skeleton kills here. Normally if you lose a creep, whether you deny it with the Lightning Shield, or if the Undead steals it, you can't get level 2, but he was able to make up that extra experience by killing all those skeletons. I think 5 skeletons going down. 4. Okay, we see the human expansion starting out. Five militia is kind of the lowest you want to do for this expansion. And we got lots of footies. No more mercs bought from the human.
A player's forces are under
We'll see
attack.
if TheJipocalypse ends up sneaking that Berserker. Finding ring +4 kind of feels bad. Not the best items to be getting for the human. Undead looking like they're going to retreat and do some creeping. Oh, thank you guys for helping me out with my posture. I appreciate it. Although you can't even see it. But you know what? You're right. I was hunching over a bit. Okay, so we got the expansion coming out. I gotta favor the human in this game state. We got an expansion. Undead, still stuck on level 1. Wasn't able to get any items. Thank you for the follow, QQ Bananas. Appreciate it. And we've got the Archmage finding level 3 now. With the what do you call these guys? Kobolds. And getting a Gloves of Haste. Undead creeping his own Kobolds. Taking a lot of damage on these skeletons. He managed to steal the Forest Troll Shadow Priest from the Merc camp. And he gets Gloves of Haste as well. Tech. Nearly finished for the Undead. Doing a good job with the Ziggurats to keep up on the macro. Tomb of Relics far in the back, nicely protected. Farm going up from the humans so we can get some more mercs. Does he get a merc? Yeah, he got the Forest Troll Berserker. I'd like to see this human start the tech as soon as possible. That would be in
A player's forces are
just
under
a few
attack.
seconds here. Undead doing some creeping. Even bringing the Acolyte along to help whack these guys some more. Usually the Undead wants to sack the Acolyte because the food timings doesn't work out as well. But since he's bought a Shadow Priest as well, it actually cancels itself out. You get the same amount of food. I like this creep route from the human. Maybe just going to do some harass on the Undead. Yeah, looks like he's going to find a Creepjack. This could be big. Scouting for the expansion, doesn't see it. Yeah, big Creepjack potentially coming down here. Undead finds a greater invuln. But human perhaps finding some Shadow Priest kills. Finds one. That's huge. That's 195 gold just gone down for the Undead. And he uses the invuln. Oh man, this is a huge turn for the human. Being able to cancel that creeping. Force the item use and getting a Shadow Priest. I don't think he lost anything in return for that. The expansion's running. Tier 2 tech. 1/3 of the way through. Are we going to see a blacksmith? We've got a vault. We've got a lumber mill. No blacksmith started yet. Okay, I see that, Freeman. Thanks. We'll get your game right after. Thanks for waiting. I think a way, yeah, the Undead could come back into this is if he could snipe this Forest Troll Berserker. I think he's going to get it. Yeah. Confirmed. Doesn't even have to use the coil. Just grabs it. So human kind of delaying the creeping as best they can. Putting some hurt onto this Shadow Priest. Needs to be microed further to the back of the army. He's taking so much punishment on it. These things are expensive and very useful against water elementals. Can't afford to lose another one. We see the blacksmith coming up now. Tier 3 tech. 1/3 of the way done for the undead. We got the slaughterhouse coming up. Undead electing to go for the shop instead. And definitely wary of that human. Even just the Archmage being there. Definitely putting some hurt onto the undead here. Replenishment potion, that's going to be nice to help keep that undead healthy. You can now afford to use another coil. Maybe even firing it down on the Archmage, who knows.
A player's forces are under attack.
Human army looking pretty good. It's got that classic expansion problem of banking 1,500 gold. I wonder how he's going to spend it. I don't think he's in a position right now where he has to spend it all really effectively. He can afford to let it sit for a bit longer. Undead's threatening surround. Yeah, chases him away. Gonna cash in this water elemental for some nice experience. This should be level 3 in the Death Knight pretty soon. Lich is getting closer to level 2. Footies parked out. He's not pouring crazy amount of resources into footies. I kind of like that. They kind of outlive their usefulness after about, I don't know, this point in the game. Mountain King coming out. Tier 3 almost finished for the undead. We got destroyers statues coming. Death Knight nicely recharging the health. Cancelled by the Archmage. Good eye, good eye. We got a workshop coming up. This is gyros. Excuse my ignorance last game of assuming that it was going to be tanks. Or mortars even. But no, gyros is the correct move. Finishing off this creep camp gets level 3 for the Death Knight. We got a Cloak of Shadows. Fortunately not that useful at this point in the game. Archmage just doing a great job scouting. Kind of putting on a bit of heat. Mountain King comes out now. Maybe you can do some creeping. Let's see the multitasking ability of this player. Can you creep and harass at the same time without losing your hero or a big item? Oh, 9 health. Wow, what a coil. That was super lucky. I don't think that was in the game plan for the human. So Cruncher's hoping for double workshop. Does that mean he's hoping for tanks? I believe that's what he was gunning for earlier in the game. I don't think you're going to see it, Cruncher. Even though we're playing TheJipocalypse's team is no tanks, no win. I don't think we're going to see it. So this camp will give Mountain King level 2, which is great. I assume he's going to go clap. That's what we've seen earlier in the game. Bought a scroll for good measure, just to keep those units healthy. Lich gets level 2 with a minor invul potion here. 4 peasants in main. Do we have an expert here weighing in? I don't know if that's 4 or if that's 5. Might be 4. Who knows? There's level 2. What's it going to be? Undecided. We have Tier 3 finished. Crypt Lord is out for the undead.
A player's forces are under attack.
Some scouts going out, making sure there's no expansion. Jip hasn't done any kind of expansion attempt so far at all this series, so I'd be surprised to see one now. Human player picking clap rather than bash. Noticing that this place hasn't even been crept yet. And we've got a 50 food undead, or 42 food undead army versus a 50 food human army. Although it's mostly hurt footies. If they fight now, I think it's going to favor the undead.
A player's forces are
getting war training before any knights come out. Oh, Big Impale comes down, hits 2 footies. And the Mountain King. Another footy going down. Yeah, Nara, you're right. We gotta get some macro going on here. Where's the knights? We got lots of upgrades and stuff queued up for the human. But this is the undead finding his timing, saying, I know we gotta push soon. Let's push now. Let's find some kills. 1 peasant going down. Human backstabbing. Finding a fiend. The coil is there. A clap coming down, hitting 3 units. And the fiend. 1 fiend down. Mountain King's pretty much out of mana though. The militia have been called, forcing the teleport. I think that perhaps the undead could have stuck it out a little longer, snipe some priests, but it says, let's play it safe. Game 3. There might be a lot of nerves and people not wanting to lose a game for no reason. Just 2 flying machines. I like it, not going too overboard. We just got our first destroyer morph now. Still no paladin. He's halfway through. Do we have items for the human? Still not getting a staff, not getting an orb. I think that's a mistake. Those items are so powerful. Especially once the knights come onto the field, being able to staff them back. And that orb of fire reducing the healing of the undead army significantly. Mountain King. Might be finding level 3 from this. Yep, he'll find level 3. Undead gonna find the big permanent item here. He's looking for flute. He's looking for devotion aura. He's looking for robe of the archmage. Book of the dead for the human. Kind of feels bad. He's not even gonna pick it up. Says don't care. Let's go get this. Okay, here's another engagement. Undead gets the Sobi mask, which is great, but he's gonna lose a Crypt Lord for it. Coil is there. Big Impale frees the Crypt Lord. Oh, it's on all the melee. Destroyers, or Gyro's making quick work of this destroyer. Where's the next coil gonna go? He's got 2 units that are gonna die. Crypt Fiend dies. Where's the coil? Archmage, level 4. Footy's dying. Gyro's dying. Cobalt Geomancer, hurtling fireballs. 69 supply for BushyMo, 46 for TheJipocalypse. Death Knight is naked. He has to be careful. Can't afford to give up anything else. This clap tube putting in some good work for the human. I think the undead has got to try to force a TP or try to start sniping these liches. Paladin joins the army. He's got orb. He's got staff. Holy Light onto the Mountain King. This Death Knight's in dire straits. The undead army absolutely decimated. Stormbolt. Can we get us around? We get a block. It's enough. Crypt Lord falls. This is looking tough for undead now. Armies in shambles. Only got 2 heroes. Hero levels are down. I'm not sure how the undead can come back into this. TheJipocalypse. Doors open. He's taunting the human, inviting him into the base, saying, I may not be able to beat you with my army, but I can beat you with my blight and with my towers. Come fight me. He knows that it's in a tough spot. 2-1 upgrades for the human, 1-1 for the upgrade. Human says, hey, I haven't even expanded here. I think I'll just take this expansion and creep myself. Oh, but the undead, perhaps he can find his way in with the creepjack. Crypt Lord is back, he's rejoined the army. Liches is low, but this is such a human force. How is the undead gonna fight? Without high level heroes, without Crypt Fiends, without a Lich. Lich falls. Even the creeps are attacking the undead forces. Destroyer about to fall. Crypt Fiend falls. Gyro's doing a great job knocking down that destroyer. We've got a statue gonna come next. These A-bombs are the undead's last hope. 1 A-bomb falls, 1 statue falls. Stormbolt. Oh, not quite a surround, but almost. BushyMo pushing up, over breaking high upkeep. He's got 81 food now. Funneling those gyros in. Undead, sieged in their own base with just 3,000 gold left. But pushing. Realizes there might be an opportunity where the humans fighting creeps that I can maybe come back. I don't think it's going to be there.
A player's forces are under attack.
Claws +9. Orb. We've got staff, we've got claws, we've got orb. Yes, Lucker, he did. It went unpunished. Still Adept Priests, might as well get Inner Fire, right? That's pretty good. We got Sundering Blades for the Knights. Is he getting inner fire? Where's the sanctum? Nope. Killing off some of these unneeded footies to lower supply back down. Saying, might as well set up a base in your base. So, BushyMo, how are you gonna, or TheJipocalypse, how are you gonna get back into this? We got 52 supply. We've said mass A-bombs is the answer. Once the Lich is back, maybe going now. Flying machine scouting just to make sure, covering all the bases, saying, I don't think you've expanded anywhere else. Just to be sure, just to double check. No, he hasn't. This game is in a vice grip hold for the human. Not many ways you can lose at this point. Although these peasants might be in a bit of trouble. So I like this as a human. It's tempting at this point in the game when you've got 80 food just to A-click into the undead base and just try to finish it. But I think that's the one way you can lose at this point of the game. Humans got to set up a third base. Maybe you push into 100 food. Okay, I like the mortar play. Says might as well just do a bit of siege damage. Bit of poke. Maybe we can see if we can provoke you into a fight. And here we might be going. Yeah, undead is going. Says no mortars. Please, no mortars. Orb of Fire doing a great job taking out of that. Death Coil healing. First A-bomb falls. Acolyte falls. Second A-bomb going down. Coil on the A-bomb. Lich is low. Death Knight is low. These knights are dangerous. We got 3-2 knights, folks. These are a very scary unit. Nearly 1,000 health. Nearly 50 damage a swing. These knights are just chopping this undead army to pieces. Crypt Lord falls. Abomination falls. Crypt Fiend falls. TheJipocalypse bashed into nonsense. TGDERF. I don't know what that. Maybe he's just spamming the keyboard. He's done. Yeah, that's the longest I've seen a scouting echo last year, right? QQ, that's hilarious. Alright, so a decided victory in the hands of BushyMo on behalf of his team. What is BushyMo? Clutcher Kick. So they're taking home some big points for Clutcher Kick. That is going to... Let's check the leaderboard. That is going to take them into first place.